Good morning, everyone. My name is JP Duchesneau. I have the privilege of being with you for the next 30 minutes. Today, we're going to build a new project together. We're going to start from scratch. We're going to be using generative AI in order to build a project from scratch. I don't know yet what we're going to build. You're going to help me out, and you will select the type of project you'd like to build, and we're going to do that together. Before we get started, just a quick introduction. So I'm an entrepreneur in tourism. I currently own 6 different businesses in the greater Montreal area, including in aerial obstacle courses in the Old Port of Montreal. I don't know if you've been there recently. We have some big, giant pirate ships with aerial ropes courses, and I have several other companies. In total, we have 15 locations, about 300 employees. And so we often have to build different projects. And with generative AI, it changed dramatically the way we're building projects. And that's what I want to share with you today. I'm going to share a presentation, but we're also going to go live into the different tools, such as ChatGPT. We're going to be building really a project from scratch. So if you allow me, I'll start by sharing my screen. And we can get started. So, quick introduction. As I said, we're going to be developing a tourism project using generative AI today. We're going to do a quick market analysis, generate some ideas. You're going to have to vote. I want it to be interactive. Then we're going to analyze some of those ideas, create a business plan, create a logo, try to create some images as well, create a PowerPoint presentation deck, a song, and a website if we have time. We'll see. We have 30 minutes, and we're going to go from there. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to be using Toronto as our market to develop the project. So first things first, we're going to go into Perplexity. You'll see it's going to be really fast-paced. I'm going to be switching from one tool to another. Fortunately, it's recorded, so you can go back and put it at half speed if it goes too fast. So first thing, we're going to go into Perplexity. Throughout the project, because I want it to be as accessible as possible, I'm only going to be speaking to the computer using Whisper Flow. If you haven't used it yet, it's an amazing tool that allows you to it's really voice to speech, but voice to text, but it's really, really useful. So we're going to start here in Perplexity to ask for a market analysis of the region of Toronto. I'd like to have a market analysis for the region of Toronto to develop a new tourism attraction for family entertainment. So I want you to look at everything available in the greater Toronto area for families, different type of attractions, including museums, zoos, indoor activities as well. I want a complete list with a short summary of the different activities. So you see, now we're going to launch that in Perplexity. We're going to be using Perplexity because it's really is, in my own opinion, the best for live information, to have sources, to have a lot of more information as to what are the opportunities. So I prefer to use Perplexity for that matter for market analysis. While it's generating the response, what we're going to do is go in ChatGPT, and we're going to be creating a new project that we're going to call Travel Trends Project. And here, we're going to put all of our files in there. All of the information that we're going to gather throughout the development of the project is going to be included there. But we're also going to be adding some instruction. One of the best way to do that is to ask ChatGPT to do that itself. So here, I'm going to ask ChatGPT to write the instructions for our project. I want to build a project, family attraction in the greater Toronto area. I'd like you to build the instruction for this project, where you're going to act as an assistant to help me develop the project. All right. Sorry about that. I think we got into some technical issues. So I'm just going to go back. We were in Perplexity. So what we did is that we did a market research in Perplexity to have a list of all the different attractions for families. And here we already have the answer of some of the attractions. The other thing we did was that now we're going to be going into ChatGPT 5 to build a project. So by creating new project, and now we are going to ask ChatGPT to write down the instructions for us for our project. So I asked it to build the instructions to help us develop this project together. So now we're going to get the information and get all of the instructions. While we're waiting, we're going to go back to Perplexity, see what we got. So we got a list of some of the attractions that are available in the Greater Toronto area. And what we're going to be doing is export that as a PDF document. And we're going to use that as a file, as a document in our project. So now let's go back here. And we're going to take all of those instructions that ChatGPT wrote for us and go back to the Travel Trends project and add those instructions in here. So as you can see here, so we have the project instructions. So you are developing a family-oriented attraction in the GTA. And then we have all of the information that was written for us. And that's going to help us to build our project together. Here, I'm just going to be saving that. Now, we're going to add files and we're going to add the document that we just created with the market analysis. Sorry, it downloads. And here we have the document from Perplexity. And it's going to load. So now we have the instructions. So the project knows what we want to do. We have the PDF document of the market analysis. We're going to start to ask for some ideas as to what we could build. So again, using WhisperFlow, we're only going to be asking ChatGPT to generate some ideas. I want to develop a new tourism attractions in the GTA area for families. I want you to look at the instructions for the project. I also want you to look at the market analysis. And I want you to generate 10 different ideas of new projects that could be developed in the Greater Toronto area where it would be a unique project that doesn't exist. It would be something different. And I want you to generate those ideas. Now, based on the quick market analysis that we did, we have some, we're going to get some information and ideas. Just a second. All right. So we have an adventure under the city. So underground immersive exploration park. We're going to have an Eco Quest, urban sustainability adventure park, time travelers village, weather works, so Canada's Climate Discovery Center, the Great Canadian Mythology Experience, Playtopia 2.0, so a smart indoor play city, Sky Trails Toronto, multi-level urban aerial park, Future Farm, so Agri-Tech Discovery Center, Dreamscape, immersive art and light world, or Aqua Quest, the Lost Ocean. I think all of those are good ideas. However, I think it'd be good to have maybe a bit of an analysis or a comparison for all of those projects. So what we're going to do, I'm just going to go back to my presentation. We're already at step 3 where we had the ideation, but we're going to ask now for a project analysis based on some criteria. So let me just put that aside. And here we're going to ask, I would like to have an evaluation grid of the 10 projects using certain criteria. So I would like you to analyze all of those projects on the criteria of profitability, growth potential, feasibility, the risk, and the originality of the project. So build me a table that would, with evaluation grid for those 10 projects. And right after that, right after we get the results, I'm going to ask you to vote for the project that you would like to build over the next 20 minutes. So we have here, and I know it went by quickly. Maybe I could put in the chat a list of the 10 projects. Here, I don't know if the message is going to be too long. Let me just put in the chat here. Yes, unfortunately it's too long, but here you can see the project. So Adventure Under the City, Eco Quest, Time Traveler's Village, Weather's Work, Great Canadian Mythology Experience, Playtopia, Sky Trails, Future Farm, and Dreamscape. And now we have the, I'm just going to try to make it larger, and I'm going to ask you to vote. Here, there's a poll ready. Here, if you could go, please check in the poll section. You're going to see project 1 to 10. And I'd like you to vote as to what you'd like to build. I'm just going to give you about 15 seconds to vote, and we're going to start from there. All right, I see the votes coming down. All right, so we're going to go with that. Project number 7 right now has the most votes. So it's going to be Sky Trails Toronto, an urban aerial park. So let's go back here. We have Sky Trails Toronto, and this is the project we're going to be using. So now let's go from there. And we're going to ask for more information before we start to build the business plan. So I want you to develop the following project in greater details. Give me the relevant information and more back information for this project. And we're going to be using Sky Trails Toronto. All right. So now we're building only the general information before building the complete business plan that we're going to be using. After we have the business plan, while it's being written with deep research, we're going to create the logo, create some images, even create the website if we have time. So you see, so we already have some information here. And we're going to go to you. So you already voted. We already have a name, so I'm going to skip that part. We're not going to do the name. We're going to be using Sky Trails Toronto. I think it fits well. We're going to start with that. Now we're going to be using one of the most underutilized and the most powerful tool in ChatGPT, which is the deep research functionality that allows you to write a complete business plan, even a 20 pages document in one go. So we're going to come here, and when you click on the plus and you click on the deep research mode, we're going to ask, based on the project that we selected, so the Sky Trails Toronto, I want you to act as an entrepreneur in tourism that is developing a project in the Greater Toronto area. I want you to build this project and to develop a complete and detailed business plan with all of the different sections, including an executive summary, concept summary, the unique value proposition, a complete marketing plan that explains how we're going to get our first customers, the operating model, the human resources model, financial projections, budget, and schedule. So I really want you to build the complete business plan for this project. If you have any questions at this point regarding the project, ask me those questions right now before you develop the business plan. And now we're launching in deep research. So it's going to analyze the information that it has and get back to us with some questions that need some clarification. And we're going to answer those questions right away. Here are the answers to your questions. Question 1, look at the Greater Toronto area. Look at downtown, the Harbour Front, look at Ontario Place. You can also look in the suburbs around Toronto. Question number 2, it's going to be a $5 million project. Question number 3, I'd like it to be 4 seasons. So you can readapt the project to have something in the winter as well. Question 4 is going to be privately owned. And question 5, yes, we're going to have food services, merchandising, and group bookings. All right, so now we have all of the information, and the deep research is going to do its job. It's going to take about 15 minutes. I hope we're going to have enough time to see the result before the end of the session. But we have that working in the background. So while we're doing that, what we're going to do is go back here and select all of the information that we got here as to what the project is. We're going to go back to our project, come here and indicate the instruction to add information about the project. So here are the details about the project here. Oh, now it's going to be too long. So what we're going to do is just put that in a Word document. If you allow me for 1 second. So we put all of the information here about the project. We're going to save it and upload it as a document. So travel trends here, Sky Trails Toronto here, and go back here and add a file. There you go. All right. So next thing we're going to do, and we're going to go back to the presentation, and we're going to start with image creation. So we want to have some ideas as to what we'd like to, what it's going to look like. So here, based on the information that you have about Sky Trails Toronto, I want you to draft 10 prompts that I'm going to be using in an image creation AI software to create visuals of the project that we're building. I want each prompt to be in a separate code box so that I can copy and paste it. I want a variety of images. So I want some indoors or outdoor images. I want some close-up of families. I want to see what the attraction and the activities are. In total, I want 10 different prompts. Here. So now the project still has all of the information that we gave it. It has a summary of the project. It understands what we're trying to build. And we're asking for ideas of images that we could use. So I'm going to copy and paste all of those ideas in Midjourney. Midjourney currently is, in my own opinion, the best tool to generate some images or realistic images. So we're copying the different prompts in here to have an idea as to what the project could look like. So I'm only going to be doing about 10 of them. So we're going to have about 40 pictures in a few minutes for our attraction. Oops, here. All right. We're just going to give it a moment and get back to it in just a second. While it's doing that, we're going to be asking for ideas to generate a logo. So we're going to be doing the same thing as ChatGPT for some ideas and using the Sky Trails Toronto information or name on the branding. I would now like to have 10 different prompts for a logo generation for Sky Trails Toronto. So give me a variety of logo ideas. Some I wanted it to be colorful. I wanted it to represent the activity as much as possible, but I also want some minimalistic ideas. So give me a variety for that project. All right. While it's generating that, let's look at the images that we got. Look here. So we have some ideas as to what SkyTrails Toronto could look like. Some parts are inside. Some of them are quite nice. See, by the harbor front. All right. So I'm just going to put it a bit bigger, but you get the idea. So in a few seconds, we got some visuals as to what the activity could look like. Obviously, it could have been a bit more narrow. We could have given it more information. Another thing we could have done is use Nano Banana, the new tool where you can really have a location and you can ask Nano Banana to add something on it. It's absolutely amazing. You should try it out if you haven't tried it out yet. So now we're going to go back to our logo design, copy it, and we're going to use a different tool. So we're going to use ideogram in this case because it really is amazing at using text. So we're going to do the same exercise, copy those prompts and here, and go in here to generate some logo ideas. Right. Again, I'm only going to be using a few options. So every time, again, in ideogram where you're asking for a generation, you get 4 options that you can use. So here it is. Let's go back to generate some ideas. And you see we already have some options, some interesting options. The text is in ideogram is almost always perfect. We have the CN Tower. We have, I think the logos are quite nice. Some of them, I mean, you can understand what the activity is. Colors are nice as well. So you have a few options. Obviously, if we had more time, we could spend more time and develop them. But I think for a first try, it's quite good as to what we got. So now we have some images. We have a logo for our activity. Now we're going to need to have a PowerPoint deck to be able to present to investors. So let's go back to our project. And here we're going to ask for, I'd like you to develop the content in a bullet point form for a 15-slide PowerPoint presentation on the project to pitch to investors. All right. So now it's going to develop the content. While it's doing that, we're going to look at a new tool. We're going to be using Gamma. Gamma is great. You can create either PowerPoint presentations. You can create websites as well. You can start from scratch. So we could generate and only give it a sentence, and it could create the entire PowerPoint presentation. But when you already have some content, because we developed something already, you can also use the paste in text option. All right. Dan, I just saw your message. I'm going to try to make it a bit bigger. So here we have the content for, let's make that one bigger as well. So we have the content for our 15 slides. Let's just go here. And use that information and go back in Gamma, paste it here, and generate from our notes and go from here. All right. We're going to output language in English and generate our PowerPoint deck. Just looking at the Mariana, you're going to have a list. You can have the PowerPoint after, so you're going to get the list of all the tools that have been used. All right. So now you see we have the PowerPoint presentation deck for our attraction that is being generated. And it's going to go on, and you can start from there. It's again, it's not necessarily a final product, but it's a really, really good start. We also already generated some images and a logo that we could add to the current presentation to have something even more representative of our project. So Gamma really is a great tool that you can use. Now, if you haven't tried it yet, you can also let's just go back here. If you haven't used Suno, and I'm not sure sound is going to work, but Suno is great. We could have created a song. If you haven't tried it out, try it. I'm going to skip it for now, but it's a great tool. You just ask, for example, ChatGPT or Suno can create the image itself, the song itself. You can give a style, and then you can have the song created for you. So I'm going to skip that part for now because of time constraint, but keep that in mind. Last thing I wanted to show you was how to create a website. So we have two options. We could be using Lovable that would create a complete website. It's absolutely amazing, but it takes about 20 to 30 minutes before you can do it. But you can really create entire websites only based on prompts. But what I'm going to be showing you today is here. Just give me a second. Give me a short summary of the project to develop a website. What we're going to be looking at today is Relume, that allows you to build a framework for a website with also the content as well. So here, let's just take that part. Go here, and you can select the number of pages that you want. And we're just going to say, I want you to build a complete website for the following attraction. I need to have a contact page, an about page, a place to book the tickets, etc. And let's start from there. And what Relume does is that it creates the wireframe for the entire website. You're going to get the sitemap as well, which section goes where. You can obviously edit it to have to your own liking. Then once that is done, once you have the entire sitemap, you can go into the wireframe section, and the website is gonna, and I'm gonna zoom again, but it's going to build the different connection, the different parts of the website as well as to what goes where. You can add components, and you can see now the entire website is being built. So you see climb above Toronto skyline. So based on our project, and everything is being developed. So that's the home page. You have the about us page, the contact page. Everything is being created. You can also we could go, once it's done, we can go in the style guide or in the design section. Now, I know my time is up. Just wanted to go back. As I said, it's not necessarily, it's important to remember that it's only a first step. Today, we've seen what the worst of AI can do. From now on, it's only going to go forward. So is it perfect? No, but we started with nothing 30 minutes ago, and now we have a business plan. And let me just go back before. I just want to see if we have our project. I'm sorry, I just want to go back to find our business plan to see if we have it here. it's not done already, but I can send it with the result. Usually what we would get is a 20 to 30 pages document where we would have all of the information, the complete business plan that you could use. But in 30 minutes, we were able to build a business plan, build a logo, build some images. We have a website now. So what we need to see is that we really are in a new world right now. What used to take hours or weeks can now take a few hours. You can build projects, you can fill out application, you can do so much more with generative AI that we couldn't do before. And I think it's a really exciting time. So that's what I wanted to share today as to how we're using it. If you ever have any questions, please feel free to contact me on LinkedIn, and I'd be glad to answer all of your questions. Thank you very much, everyone.